Over the last 3 years, the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case never ceases to amaze me when we get new information that just makes me feel like I'm not crazy. I've been screaming, this is what it is. I've been using my life experience to detail what happened in this case. And time again, we see that it's true. And I see a lot of people say this too, but it's like ever since this case happened, I'm telling you, I said it on the last joint, it can only exist in black or white. It is the craziest thing I've seen. I don't understand it because if you even look at this within the realms of black and white, that makes it more confusing than just calling it for what it is, right? So Tory Lanez's bodyguard statement via the court has just released, where if he was used in the court trial, this is what he would have said or something similar to it on the stand. And he details why he didn't feel he got used and everything surrounding the entire ordeal, which you guys know what I've been saying. I've been saying it for years. I said it in the last video 2 weeks ago. I don't know what type of log or pipe Tory is carrying down in them drawers, but it's enough to make two chicks go into vicious Mortal Kombat in the middle of the night after leaving a pool party. So the document reads as follows. My name is Jaquan Smith. I'm over the age of 18 years and fully competent to testify. I have firsthand knowledge of the facts in question that took place on July 12, 2020. That is the basis of the above cited proceedings. I was the driver and bodyguard of Mr. Daystar Peterson, who is better known as Tory Lanez, in July of 2020. Mr. Peterson has been known to me for 7 years at the time of the incident. I had worked for Mr. Peterson for 3 years. He has not only been my employer, but I'm also considered to be his close personal friend. On July 12, 2020, I was asked to drive Mr. Peterson to the home of Kylie Jenner, where Miss Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris were present. Mr. Peterson was at Miss Jenner's home for approximately 2 hours when I received a call to come pick up Miss Pete and Miss Harris. Some shit definitely had to pop off within 2 hours of him getting dropped off and then telling, hey man, I need you to come back around and pick these hoes up. They tripping, right? That's all I'm saying, but let's continue. Miss Pete and Miss Harris and myself left Miss Jenner's home, but I was asked by Miss Pete to return because she stated that she had forgotten a shoe. So let's give a little context around some of this so y'all can like get a refresher in your mind. In 2020, that's when the quarantine stuff was going on, and Tory had an Instagram live stream show called Quarantine Radio. And that's when you start seeing like just crazy amount of people watching the stream. He would bring girls on to twerk, and overall the entire thing, I would say, was pretty entertaining. There should probably be archives of some of them YouTube if you want to watch one or two, right? It's just nigga shit. Niggas playing loud music, yelling into the mic, quarantine radio, just doing that. Every now and again, they bring a bad joint up, they scream into the mic, what you gonna do with it? She bend over and starts twerking for approximately 2 minutes before they boot her out, and then they may bring on like somebody to make a joke. That's really all it was. But at the time, I would honestly say the nigga had the juice with it, okay? He was that guy in this moment when all of this was going on. So let's continue reading. When we arrived at Miss Jenner's home, at this time, Miss Harris stayed in the car while Miss Pete exited. Miss Pete did not enter the home at this time as she went around the back to the pool area where Mr. Peterson was located. Essentially, he dropped that log on both of them. He had a new target lined up, with that being Kylie. Meg, just the ego couldn't take a blow like that. Like, hey, I don't know if the WAP music, hold on, I'm actually gonna check right now. The WAP music video hadn't come out yet, but I'm almost positive it was probably shot at this point because Kylie is in that music video as well. And the ego probably couldn't take a blow like that, man. The ego was probably sitting there saying like, ain't no way I'm the hot upcoming star. I got the hot girl summer, and this little nigga is about to drop that dick, that log, that lumber. He about to put that in somebody else's back. Not having it, right? So she goes back. She does what the big girl does when you're in the store, you're trying to talk to the friend, and she comes up and says, hey, don't you got some work to be doing? And now you at work, you putting them boxes up on the shelf and you thinking to yourself like, you ready to crash out. You know, like sometimes people play in your face and you just doing whatever you doing and you thinking about that all day, replaying the event again and again and again, like on some just straight up psychotic shit if we being real about it. But anyways, both Miss Pete and Mr. Peterson returned to the car after a few minutes. Miss Pete was bickering, but I'm unsure of the exact words she was saying. She seemed upset, The four of us left Miss Jenner resident. She's probably talking that nigga ear off. Like, how you out here got me looking stupid, trying to do all that, trying to act like your little short ass, you acting like you the man. She probably doing that, you know. Sometimes when women want to violate you, man, like that filter comes off and you like, damn, I ain't never had no nigga talk to me like this, let alone a lady. So as I began to drive, Miss Pete started to fight with Mr. Peterson. They were going back and forth. I remember Mr. Peterson saying to Miss Pete that he was going to tell Miss Harris what's going on. I do not remember what street we were on, but Miss Pete asked me to stop the vehicle. I did as she asked, and Miss Pete went to sit on a nearby bus stop. Mr. Peterson went and spoke with Miss Pete. After about 2 minutes, they returned to the car and I began driving again. Miss Pete started the argument again. She can't let it go. The ego hurt. The ego hurt, man. She like, this nigga want to go hit a Jenner? And I'm right here. That big fat ass, like that fat ass just sitting there sitting. And you want to go crack that? Ego couldn't take it. It just couldn't let it go. So Miss Harris, little short 5'1", 5'2" ass, right? She minding her business. Poor Kelsey, she's sitting there minding her business. And she probably said with a nice calm voice, what's going on? Mr. Peterson then told her that, hey, your friend Meg ain't your friend. I've been dropping that log in her back. Mr. Peterson told her that he and Miss Pete had been dating and intimate. He said, Kelsey, I know I look bad, but I know you done gave me some of that kitty cat. It was good too, but I climbed up in the front too. I done hit both y'all raw. I'm sorry. Miss Harris at that point was upset by this. I wonder why she would be upset. Cause it's probably happened more than once. Meg probably been doing this. You get around Kelsey friend and then you get back home and Kelsey all in her feelings like, and you saying, baby, all I said was hello to her. Why are you acting like this? Because she been doing this. She been seeing something she like and she wanted a little sample of that too. It's the scene out of Everybody Hates Chris where Chris daddy go up in the bathroom, he slap his wife butt, his wife turn around and it's not his wife, it's the neighbor. And then the neighbor just keep coming around the house more and more. And then other women from the block keep coming around the house. You got that big, strong Terry Crews looking nigga walking around. They wanted a taste of that log. They wanted a taste of that lumber. They wanted it to sit on their back. As crazy as it sounds, because, you know, we making jokes in here, but let's be real. That ain't a good narrative if you trying to push women empowerment, hot girl summer shit. That don't look good. I don't think there's any woman in America that's okay with the whole, like, hey man, your girl got a boyfriend, that's your boyfriend too. I don't think they rocking with that one. I don't think you can put a hot beat and some fire lyrics behind that and then the ladies is dropping the ass to that. That maybe in the future it'll happen, but right now, I don't know. That would have to be a fire song for them to get behind that one. Maybe put SZA on that bad boy. You could probably get that shit to be pretty fire. You could get SZA to do the hook. Yeah, I might fuck around and listen to that one. Miss Harris was upset by this as she and Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner. Prior to any relationship with Miss Pete and Miss Harris began fighting. So as you can imagine, Kelsey probably had that moment where, she was tired and she was going to do something about it. You can't even say Kelsey being tender dick. Like Kelsey at that point said, I'm standing up for myself. I refuse to take you doing this to me as a person and you saying you my friend. I think that's very respectable if we being honest. I just don't think she was prepared for the boss fight that is Megan Thee Stallion, right? We got weight classes and size for a reason. I don't care how strong you think you are. If you not in the weight class and the size and you jump in the ring with John Jones, I'm going to close my eyes. He going to be beating you so bad. I'm going to have nightmares of his fist hitting your flesh. That's how bad the ass whooping is going to be, right? So unfortunately, when you see Lil Kelsey and you see Meg, I'm not even trying to say Meg is huge or anything like that. It's just their size difference. It's enough that I guarantee Meg's fist was hitting Kelsey way harder than Kelsey's was hitting her. Kelsey probably got hit by 5 of them fists and she's and her brain started saying, boss, I'm tired. Boss, this hurt. She hitting hard, boss. Her brain immediately went to oh, we got to even the odds because we getting our ass whooped right now. So then the driver says, I pulled over to stop them. Miss Pete and Miss Harris both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight. You know that's vicious, both verbally and physically. The driver said, I broke up this fight and was pulling Miss Pete toward the back of the car. Then Miss Harris got the great equalizer in her hand now, guys, also known as a gun. I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself. So follow my train of thought. Tory is probably thinking, if I let an upcoming very large female rapper who's definitely 2020 hot girl summer, all that, the woman of the summer get shot under my watch, they're gonna clown me for life. He runs towards Miss Harris, aka Kelsey, right? Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris. And they around the same size, right? So that's like a fair fight almost. Okay, because I'm talking, you know, Tory Lanez, this ain't a short joke, but he's a shorter guy. He's real skinny. I mean, Kelsey a thicker chick, man. Like, you know, he gonna have to put some muscle up on her. And when we talking that adrenaline kicked in, you really, you got a weapon in your hand and you just got your ass beat. Oh, she really want to shoot this woman. She want to aim down sight on her. ADS. She drew iron on her. Say when. Like, that's what she's on. All right, Doc Holliday. The driver then said, I was still pulling Miss Pete and then I see who shot the weapon. I was lucky I was not harmed. And in my opinion, Miss Pete was also fortunate. The whole incident happened so quickly within just a couple of minutes. And then the last part that he had to say, I wanted to present this evidence during Mr. Peterson's trial, but was prevented from doing so as the district attorney was not ready to cross-examine me, and later they did not call me due to the holidays and the court schedule. I believe I should have been allowed to present this evidence at trial. So my thoughts, man. I've said this and I've seen this too much in my life of chicks fighting over dick. I've seen that shit so much that I've had to compare and contrast dudes going to war over a woman versus chicks going to war over some dick. I'm sure if I sit here, I could think of one or two scenarios in my life growing up I've seen. I'm like, yeah, them niggas definitely went to war behind that one. But I've seen that more online. Recently, the Las Vegas teen that stood over a dude because supposedly his girl was talking to another guy at a party. Earlier this year, Tanner Watkins drawing iron on somebody else because they laughed at a Facebook post because the dude wifed up the town Trish. Like, I've seen it, right? Mostly play out online. But the amount of chicks going to war over some dick? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can we have a parasocial moment here? It honestly makes me feel bad. Cause I'll sit there and I think to myself, like, I'll self-reflect and I'll say, like, what the hell are these guys doing that they got y'all acting like this? I've seen scenarios where one chick tries to go tell the other chick on some, like, I'm coming to you as a woman, right? We both got played by this ain't shit nigga. And apparently that dude is dropping log at such a rate that chick number 2 ready to go to war over chick number 1 just for even bringing to light. Like, you didn't, I was happy in the genjutsu. Why you trying to break me out the genjutsu, Naruto? Let me stay in the infinite Tsukiyomi. I've seen it. But for some reason, when this story happened, I honestly think it's an embarrassment thing. From Kelsey's side, I mean, you in California, you drawing iron and you tried to blow somebody down. Oh, you going to jail. You going to jail. Texas, any stand your ground state, yeah, it's probably a case like, yeah, I did that, and you probably be good. Yeah, I want to do it. I was itching to do it, and I do it again. Like, you could probably get on that type of timing with it. Cali, I don't really know. So you guys know what time it is. It's update time. Update within the update within the update. So I just happened to be sitting here editing this at night. My fault I couldn't get this out last night when I said I was going to get it up. But hey, you're here now, and I appreciate you. But I did a little Google search, and apparently Cali is one of them stand your ground states. I'll be honest with you. It might have been less of a headache than knowing that information. If Kelsey was getting beat that bad that she feels she got to pick up the iron and squeeze that trigger, maybe the nigga should have got out the way and, hey, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Maybe that would have been the better play than how it ended up playing out right now. But again, I don't know. I just did a Google search. I was like, let me Google this as I'm sitting here editing it. So I just thought I would throw that tidbit in. Anyways, get back to it. In some of these states, man, like, if you get in the fight, niggas slap you like a bitch and start backing up, and you think you gonna draw iron and blow them down, hey, man, I see you in 5 to 7, because I don't know if you coming home that Christmas, right? I don't know if you opening up presents with little Timmy over there, but, you know, we can put some money on your books, man, show you us playing the PS6 and all that shit, and, you know, it'd be nice. You come out, you got all the new games to play for $5 out of the little GameStop bargain bin, right? And on the other hand, I think from the Meg side, like, right now, the women standing with women thing is very big, to the point where one of the women that was going to the courtroom and detailing a lot of what was happening in the court when the trial was taking place, I believe her name's like Milagro. She's from Texas as well, I believe. And they was cutting her up, bro. They doing the same thing to Megan Good right now with the Jonathan Majors thing, where you seeing a lot. You go on TikTok and you type in Jonathan Majors, Megan Good, and there's plenty of videos, women shitting on Megan Good because she decides she gonna stand up with her great man. The white woman wouldn't act like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama, but the sister's up there being Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. She's standing with her great man. They saying she always been a bird. Like, it's bad. So when it comes to like some of these record labels, which let's go ahead and keep it a bean, $billion business, like their job is to make the artist as popular as possible. I don't think you can sell an image that, hey, your best friend has some good dick and a good man, and you the friend that you want to sample it. It's kind of nasty when you think about all those juices being exchanged between the people, right? Because let's keep it a bean, man. Like, we love Tory, but Tory don't look like a brother that like to use the rubbers, man. Let's just keep it a bean, right? Some of y'all dudes, some of y'all watching this right now, if you going over and you like, man, I'm gonna watch this little Rob vid and I'm going over to old girl house and she ain't telling you, hey, you gotta put the Jimmy hat on or I'm not giving you no kitty cat. If she don't mention that, you gonna go dip in, okay? You know, I'm just, hey, I don't want to put that on y'all, but it is what it is. I understand. You want to get to feel the real her and you can't get to know that real her when you got a Jimmy hat on it. I get it, brother. I get it. But I think that's what it is, man. I think the Kelsey side, Kelsey don't want to go to jail. She doesn't have the power behind her like Meg Thee Stallion does, right? Kelsey's just the friend that was, I believe she would give Meg clothes and stuff like that. I ain't trying to play her out. Like she got her own little business and stuff, but she's not the musician, right? The musician, it is a brand behind some of these people that are very large that you're too big to fail. And I would definitely put Meg in that boat of, we can't have her failing. She's too big to fail, right? So you already imagine the narrative. I mean, like, think about just how all this played out. A Gayle King interview. The story done changed more times than I changed draws in a day. Wait, what? Hey, ignore that previous statement. I just think it's sad that a man had to go to jail behind this, man. For real, for real. But, you know, that's why I say the only thing this brother is guilty of is lack of dick control. Because maybe if he just was only hitting Kelsey, it probably wouldn't have played out this way. But, hey, man, that's the update. I just wanted to read this. I want to get my thoughts. Anyways, as always, I appreciate you fellas for taking time out of your day to watch my YouTube channel. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon.